All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking into VUZI.
Vuzix.
Vuzix, yes.
Ticker symbol VUZI.
Ticker symbol VUZI, of course. They had their earnings call, and the stock closed down about 5%, so let's dive into it.
Yeah, their earnings call had some interesting things to note. So let's start with their revenue. In Q4 2024, they saw revenues of $1.3 million, which is an increase from 1.1 million in the same period a year ago. So there's a small uptick there.
Yeah.
And that uptick was driven largely by sales of their M400 smart glasses.
So that's good.
Yeah. However,
if we're just looking at Q4.
Yeah, if we're just looking at Q4. But if we look at the full year 2024 revenue.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so it came in at 5.8 million,
okay,
which is a decrease from 12.1 million in 2023.
Wow. Okay, so a pretty significant decrease.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big drop. And it's really coming from primarily lower M400 sales following those big distributor stocking orders that happened in the first half of 2023.
Yeah, so it sounds like they had a really big first half of 2023, and then it kind of tapered off from there.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So Q4 up a little bit. Overall for the year, down. What about their profitability?
So for the full year, they posted a gross loss of $5.6 million, which is wider than their $2.6 million loss in 2023. So a little bit wider of a loss. The big reason for this is inventory obsolescence reserves. So they're having to reserve money for potential write-downs of inventory. And there was also an increase in unapplied overhead costs.
Manufacturing overhead. Basically.
Manufacturing overhead, yeah. And so they did have some bright spots in their expenses. So they did cut down their expenses. So R&D in 2024 was down 22%.
That's good. At least they're doing something there.
Yeah, to $9.6 million.
Yeah.
And then sales and marketing also fell by 36% to $8.2 million.
That's even better. So they're cutting costs.
Yeah, G&A expenses decreased as well. They decreased by 7% to $17.2 million.
That's interesting. So R&D, sales, and marketing were the big areas where they cut. G&A, not quite as much.
Yeah, so looking at all that, how did that impact the bottom line?
Yeah, that's the real question, right?
Yeah, so their net loss for the fourth quarter of 2024 was $13.7 million, or 16 cents a share. Which is actually an improvement over the $19.9 million, or 32 cents a share loss in the same period in 2023.
Okay, so actually getting a little bit better on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, a little bit better, yeah. However, their full year 2024 net loss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was $73.5 million, or $1.08 per share.
Okay.
And that's compared to $50.1 million in 2023. Now, that sounds bad, but we have to take into account that the full year loss increase was largely due to a technology license and investment write-off. So if you exclude that, their net loss actually decreased year over year. So it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. Okay, so we've got the financials, where they are, where are they going?
So they did highlight this shift to the ODMO-AIM side of their business and really leaning on their waveguide technology. So this was really driven home with their partnership with Qwana Computer. So Qwana is actually investing $20 million in Vuzix, and the deal is they're going to jointly develop, and then Qwana is going to supply millions of waveguides for AR and AI-powered smart glasses.
That's huge.
Yeah, they already received $10 million of that. And the remaining $10 million will be paid out once certain production milestones are met.
Oh, wow.
So once they produce a certain number of waveguides, they'll get the rest of that money.
Interesting. So they're basically saying we're going to be the Intel inside of smart glasses.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What else is going on?
So at CES 2025, they introduced two new platforms. So the Ultralight Pro AR smart glasses platform. And this is for enterprise verticals. So they're really going after the enterprise market. And it's a full color see-through display powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon XR2 Plus. So some pretty cool technology there. And then they also introduced the Ultralight Audio Smart Glasses platform. And this is really to enhance audio capabilities, has these noise filtering microphones and dual speakers. So that's pretty cool as well. And then Microld and ST Microelectronics announced they're actually going to use that Ultralight audio platform as a reference design for AR smart glasses. And they're targeting sports and outdoor applications.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So really trying to go into a different market.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the enterprise.
Yeah, and a little bit more consumer focused too, it seems. So we've got the enterprise, we've got this consumer play. What about their existing products?
So in November, they actually reduced the price of the Z100 ultralight AR smart glasses platform.
Okay.
And they're trying to accelerate adoption among OEM partners.
Okay, so they want other people to use their technology.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So their goal is to make it more attractive to OEMs. And they said that that move has actually resulted in increased demand and orders.
So it seems like it was a good move then, so far.
So far, yeah. So that's looking good for them.
Okay. Any particular industries they're highlighting as being like a hot market for them?
Yeah, so they're seeing increasing engagement in the defense and industrial sectors.
Okay.
So they're working with some big names like Thales, Garmin, L3 Harris to deliver customized smart glass solutions.
Okay, and I imagine those are probably pretty high margin as well?
Yeah, they didn't give specific numbers, but it's probably safe to say.
Yeah, probably safe to say.
Those are higher margin than just selling off the shelf.
For sure.
And then also, their Movienin acquisition is giving them a strong presence in the logistics vertical.
Okay.
So they're offering these end-to-end solutions, either white-labeled or OEM. And they've got several customers that have moved beyond proof of concept into formal rollouts of the Mobilium software.
Okay, and Mobilium is what?
Mobilium is the software from Movienin.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and they said that they're seeing some good results.
Okay.
Like with new warehouse workers, they've seen up to a 250% improvement in scan-to-bin placement.
250%? Wow.
Yeah, so some pretty good efficiency gains there.
That's wild. Okay, so pretty much across the board, it seems like they're really trying to hit all these different markets.
Yeah.
What's the secret sauce? What are they saying is their core competency?
Yeah, so they're really leaning on their waveguide technology, so their proprietary waveguide manufacturing technology.
Okay.
And they say that this allows them to have higher volumes and lower costs than competitors.
Okay, so they're saying they can basically just out-manufacture and undercut the competition.
Yeah. They say they can process hundreds of waveguides in a single production run.
Wow.
And they also highlighted their patent portfolio,
okay,
which has over 425 patents and pending patents.
Wow, okay. So they're trying to build a little bit of a moat around this waveguide technology.
Yeah, and so they're saying they're banking on the growth in the audio OEM segment.
Okay.
So the Qwana partnership is really going to kick that off.
Yeah.
And then they're in discussions with other ODMs that are looking to develop AR/AI smart glasses.
For the consumer side of things.
Yeah, so they're looking at consumer and enterprise for 2025.
So they're expecting that to really ramp up.
Yeah, they're expecting significant growth there.
Got it.
They're expecting a lot of design wins in 2025.
Okay.
And then those design wins are going to lead to higher volumes in 2026.
Got it. So 2025 laid the foundation, 2026. Hopefully we see the big growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What about, their existing M400 smart glasses and stuff?
They expect follow-on orders for their M400 smart glasses.
Okay.
And this is going to be driven by those demonstrated KPIs they're seeing with enterprise customers using the Mobilium software.
Right.
And so their existing inventory of M400s, which they value at $9 million in cost.
Yeah.
Along with any remaining Vuzix Shields or M4000s. Yeah.
That they have in inventory will be consumed by commercial orders and RFQs.
Okay, so they're not too worried about, having this inventory that's just sitting there.
Right.
Okay. What about their balance sheet and their cash?
So they did reduce their recurring cash operating costs by $2.7 million per quarter.
Wow.
In Q4 2024.
Okay.
And that's year over year, 36%.
Okay, so that's pretty substantial.
Yeah. And so they're expecting to maintain those savings.
Okay.
They said their current cash position, along with the remaining tranches of the Qwana investment and some potential ATM facility usage, they've raised $1.3 million through that so far this year.
Okay.
Provides them with adequate resources into 2026.
Okay, so they're not too worried about running out of cash anytime soon.
Yeah. Sounds like they're in a good spot.
Okay. And so basically, they're pretty optimistic about the future. They think they're going to see substantial growth in 2026.
Yeah. They said they expect significant growth in customer wins and partnerships in 2025.
And that's going to lead to the volume increases in 2026.
Yeah.
And they even think that they could be getting some tier 1 companies across a variety of sectors.
Okay, interesting. So this is the part of the show where we like to put on our speculative hats.
Okay.
This is not financial advice.
Right, yeah.
And we like to come up with a trade idea. So what do we got today?
So Vuzix is making this strategic bet on becoming a foundational technology provider for ARI smart glasses.
Right.
And they've got this waveguide technology and the Qwana partnership.
Yeah.
So AR and AI-powered wearables are probably going to see widespread adoption in the coming years.
Okay.
So you could consider going long Vuzix.
Okay.
And now for the outrageous but plausible part,
Okay.
maybe short, like a well-established display panel manufacturer.
Okay.
That's not really doing anything in the micro LED on waveguide space.
Okay, so they're not really focused on this AR technology.
Right.
Got it.
So the idea here is that Vuzix, by focusing on this key enabling technology, could see some real upside as the whole market grows.
Yeah.
Maybe at the expense of some of these more traditional display suppliers.
Okay.
That might have a hard time adapting to the needs of this new category.
Interesting.
So it's not necessarily a bet against all display companies, but it's kind of a targeted view on who might be best positioned to capture the future of visual technology.
Got it. So you're thinking Vuzix is going to be the arms dealer. They're not necessarily going to be the ones out there fighting the wars.
Exactly.
But they're going to be supplying all the weapons.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's our deep dive into Vuzix's latest earnings call.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out all our stuff online.
Yeah, check us out.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
And of course, as a reminder, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, definitely not.
So do your own research. Be careful out there.
For sure.
And we'll see you next time.